The Daniel fast is made to incorporate all three areas of our body, our mind, and our spirit. So we're going to be doing some special things, some different things in every single one of those areas. And today I wanted to just take a few moments and give you some encouragement in how to make the body part of it work really good. So a huge piece of a Daniel fast is fasting, and it includes your food and your intake and kind of your lifestyle and how you do that. And I want to give you some really good tips and pointers today about how to make that work so you can be successful. First of all, I want to remind you that fasting has two parts to it. First of all, it has the detox cleanse part. That's the part where we're going to step away from something that is normal, average, that everybody's doing, that you've been doing for a long time. We're going to step out of that. We're going to stop doing things that is normal for you, and we're going to step into kind of refocus and fill our lives with something that maybe is a little different. Maybe it's a little bit above the normal bar of what you usually do. So that's what we're going to do, and you can do it for 21 days. Anybody can do anything for 21 days. And if after day 21 you decide that you're just done with it, you're going to go back to what you were, that's perfectly fine. But at least for 21 days, you have been willing to sacrifice what is perfectly healthy, perfectly good for you. It's not against the law of any sort, but you're willing to sacrifice that and lay it down for something better. Amen? So 21 days of different as far as your diet is concerned. So let's talk about this. The first thing to do is to plan. Absolutely plan. So the Daniel fast, once again, is no meats, no sweets, no alcohol. Okay? So those three things. First of all, no meats. We're going to lay down the animal protein and everything that comes from animals and the whole processed foods. And we're going to get away from that, and we're going to get down very close to the earth. Anything close to the earth. So we're going to be picking up more of the vegetable proteins. We're going to be picking up proteins from natural sources, okay? So I'm going to be talking to you a little bit more about that. No sweets. That means no sugar. Now your body has developed cravings for sugar like you have probably not understood. So when you go off of sugar, your body is going to crave it. And sugar is probably, I've heard it said that actually if they just invented sugar right now, it probably wouldn't get past the FDA. I've heard that. That's a little bit kind of crazy and out there, but I don't know. It is true that before the 1600s, I was reading about this, it's really interesting. Before the 1600s, when sugar was not prevalent or available across Europe and in England, there was no sicknesses, there was no disease. Dental records are really healthy dental, there's no cavities, there's no missing teeth necessarily, very strong, healthy individuals. But in about 1640 or something like that, somewhere in there, the trade routes brought in sugar, and sugar became very, very available to everyone, regardless of their social standing, and they started just ingesting it like crazy. And over a 10-year period, if you look at the dental records and just kind of all of the writings that we have, all of a sudden people's teeth were rotting out. They were getting very sick. Diabetes started to really emerge. All sorts of different sicknesses and diseases, all because of the introduction of sugar. So I am going to be asking that you would step aside, push back, and fast sugar of all types. And you can decide to where honey falls into that for you, or some of the like stevia and that kind of thing. You can decide what works for you. But this fast includes no sugar. And your body's going to be screaming, give me that Oreo. But this is the time for you to stop your body cravings and silence them, to declutter your diet and see what the Lord can do in your life. So no meats and no sweets. And then let's talk about what you drink. I'm going to get real personal here because everything counts as far as this fast is concerned. So it's saying no alcohol, and if you are going to follow the no sweets one, then you're going to have to really kind of look at what you drink every day. And I want to encourage you that you would just set aside everything but water. Go for 21 days drinking only water. And I think you might be surprised at how good you begin to feel. Set aside caffeine. I know it's going to be rough for those first couple of days or whatever, but get off of it for a little while and just see what happens in your life. Your body is 60% water. And a lot of that resides in your brain and just throughout your whole body, all the way down to your cellular makeup. Water is very, very important. And caffeine is a diuretic. So you might be drinking a lot, but yet at the same time, you are peeing off a lot of that. So actually, people who drink a lot of caffeine are very dehydrated, especially when you get down to that cellular level. So during the Daniel fast, we want to encourage you to drink only water, and I want you to drink a very large amount of water. Now, there's a couple of reasons, and I'm going to go into it in a little bit, but I want you to go through 21 days of a rehydration. They say that it takes quite a few days for your body to rehydrate. If you are kind of going along with just kind of a general dehydration, kind of a low-grade dehydration, you're going to be surprised that that causes different kinds of symptoms. It can cause mental confusion. It can cause tiredness. It can cause all sorts of things, cravings, and different things in your body. But once you rehydrate, then those things begin to clear up. And I really want to encourage you that, there's a couple different ways to kind of decide how much water is enough, but you can do easily the 8 ounces 8 times a day, or you can go with 0.5 to 1 ounces per pound of body weight. And that's how much water we want to be drinking every day during the Daniel fast. Now you're going to tell me, I don't want to live my life looking for a bathroom all the time. Well, for 21 days, let's do this. And once you rehydrate and your body balances out, I think you're going to be really surprised at how wonderful that is. So as far as your diet is concerned, once again, no meats. So let's talk about what we're going to replace your meats with. No sweets and no beverages other than water. You get to pick, though. You get to decide what all you're going to do. So what's the first step here? The first step is to go ahead and plan and decide, what are you going to fast? What is it going to look like? Write it down, write it out, and we have that plan available and embedded in this video. Then you're going to go into your kitchen and you're going to take a box or a bag and you're going to just start pulling everything out of your kitchen that has anything to do with sweets or animal proteins or processed foods or anything like that. All the stuff that is just not healthy, not close to the earth. If it came straight from the earth, you can keep it. All right, that's kind of a rule of thumb. But clean your kitchen out, store it anywhere you can, but keep it away so you don't get tempted. And then you need to sit down and make a calendar. We have this calendar embedded into this video. You're going to write up a meal plan for 21 days. You're going to get so prepared and so planned out that there's not going to be a wondering of, what do I do now? You're going to have such good food planned and all around you that you are going to be ready to go. So what do? How do you put it into this? What do you write down? Well, I have a Pinterest board that the church has on their board that is dedicated to Daniel fast recipes. So go on the church website and follow the link, I believe that's embedded in this video, and take a look at what I have down on our Pinterest board for the church. You can also purchase some different books from me here at the church, or you can get them online that I have that give you great ideas for Daniel fast. Here's a 15-minute Daniel fast cookbook. These recipes in here are quick, easy, and Daniel fast friendly. So you want to do that. You want to do a little bit of research. I have a monthly planner, a 21-day planner that I do for the Daniel fast, and at this point, I just switch out a few every year just to learn, try some new recipes. But if you want that from me, you can get that from me as well. So go on Pinterest, just take maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes to do a little bit of research, and I think you'll come up with some great ideas for your food. Look up, Google vegan meals. Soups are going to be a really good friend for you. Stir fries, those Asian stir fry vegetables are going to be amazing. Throw some tofu in it. Cauliflower pizza is one of my I did that probably 2 years ago, and it's become a staple. We love that. Smoothies are going to be amazing for you. Protein bars that are vegan friendly, those are going to work for you. Any fruits are going to work for you. Any vegetable, you can eat as much as you want. Believe me. Get to be friends with sweet potatoes. They are so good. Grains, I want you to encourage you, if you've never had quinoa before, grab some quinoa. It's a complete protein, and it has an incredible amount of protein in it. You're going to be amazed at how much protein you're going to take in. You're not going to miss a beat, and you're just not going to be eating that meat for 21 days. Legumes, that's a crazy word that means beans or lentils. Those kinds of things are amazing for you. They're very healthy for you. They have a lot of fiber, and they're going to just really get your gut really happy. Tofu, make friends with tofu. Tofu is great. You can do all sorts of different things. It's really a bland, kind of blank slate, and it becomes whatever you make of it. So I have some great tofu recipes available to you too. TVP is wonderful. Everybody's like, ooh, TVP, and I heard so many bad reports about it, but I use it. I use it as a hamburger substitute. I make a really good sloppy joe during the Daniel fast with that. I do a spaghetti during the Daniel fast with it, and I do tacos with it during the Daniel fast. Easy, very affordable, and it's a great substitute. What are you going to snack on? You always have to have snacks, okay? You always have to have a snack ready because you're going to be a little hungry every now and then. I have a sweet potato hummus that's to die for. It's really good. And you get some of those whole grain crackers, eat a bunch of that in between there, and you're not going to go hungry. You are not going to die on this diet, I promise you. Always keep, as far as snacks are concerned, always do a protein and a carb together, and then you won't get that high and that drop and that kind of thing. So if you're going to do protein and carb together, once again, that hummus and those crackers is wonderful. Trail mix is really good. Get some nuts with some dried fruit, put those together, or the always wonderful celery with some peanut butter on it, and throw a couple of raisins. You know, the ants on a log thing? So those are some really good things. Now I want to address, if I may, some of the problems that people have regarding the Daniel fast food portion, okay? So if we can eliminate some of the problems, then maybe you will have a little bit more success. So usually the number one complaint and difficulty that people have when they do the Daniel fast is flatulence. Okay, now people, we're going to get real. Flatulence is a medical term for gas, for bloating, and just overall generalized gut discomfort. And we all know what that feels like. You know, you eat Aunt Bessie's chili, and the next hours you're dying, right? So, and there's a lot of that kind of thing in the Daniel fast. So I'm going to give you some ideas here as to how to minimize that. First of all, please understand that gas and bloating, flatulence, all comes from the increase of fiber in your diet. So I am sorry to say, but if you don't eat much fiber, when you switch over to this, it's going to affect you. It's going to affect you because you're not used to fiber. But fiber is amazing. Fiber is desperately needed in our American diet. Fiber is that stuff that kind of goes through our gut and just cleans it as it goes, just cleans it and scrapes the sides and removes toxins and absorbs everything that you don't want to have in your body. And it gets it moving and it gets it out. Fiber is so important. In fact, if you increase your fiber intake, you're going to decrease your chances of diabetes, of heart disease, all sorts of things. So fiber is good. But when fiber mixes with your bacteria and it's not used to it, it's going to ferment, and that's where the problems happen. So, first of all, do as much switching over as you possibly can now. Start now. So if you eat white rice all the time, switch over to brown rice now so that your body can become a little more used to it. I would also recommend to start adding in maybe black beans on your tacos and throw beans on your salad and just begin to introduce more of the legumes, those beans, as you go between now and January. Cut out your carbonated drinks. That causes gas. Increase your water intake. This is going to be so vital to help your stomach be able to digest. And if you increase the water intake, now that soluble fiber has something to grab onto and to move through your bowel and just get things all cleaned out. That's what we want, right? To get healthy. Limit your raw vegetables. Give them a little steam, and it'll kind of help reduce some of this problem. Okay, so fresh pineapple and fresh papaya. I know it's probably not that time of the year, but if you eat that fresh, it has enzymes in it. Or you could go to Fred Meyer, Walmart, and pick up some papaya enzyme. Any kind of digestive enzymes are going to help you. I would pop a few with every meal, and that'll help kind of decrease that. Ginger tea. Oh, I love doing this. I take a chunk of ginger, I throw it in the what's it called? Blender, with a little bit of turmeric, and you blend that and then you filter it, and I use that for tea. It's very, very strong, so I don't just drink that. I add it to my green tea every morning. It's really good for your joints. It's really good for your digestion. So you can add that in. You can throw in any of your smoothies, throw in a little chunk of fresh ginger, and it will really help the digestion. And then finally, move. Get up. You cannot, we're going to do 21 days of different. So you have a usual pattern of activity. I want to encourage you to increase that activity. And if you can increase that activity, take the stairs instead of the elevator, walk at lunch. Don't just sit down and eat. Eat maybe, and then walk around the block and pray during your prayer time, during your lunch hour. Do something, but get up and move. Get up and go for hikes. Get up and walk around the block every night after dinner. Do something, but if you move, that keeps everything moving as well. So that helps. So the second big complaint I have from people who've done the Daniel fast is that they overeat. We kind of have this thought process that if I'm not eating meat, I gotta eat more of everything else or I'm gonna go hungry. But the truth is not that. And I'm gonna be in future videos, I will be posting some forms and some links to help you see how much protein you're going to be getting out of just regular vegetables and grains. It's pretty amazing. You don't have to overeat. If you leave your meat out, keep your carb and your vegetable ratio very equal, and you're going to find that you don't have to overeat, yet you will still feel very full and satiated and have strength. Okay, you're not going to waste away. I promise. So don't overeat. Don't feel like you need more. You just need to eat right. Amen? And then cheating. Let's talk about cheating. So what happens, Pastor Joel, if I am doing the Daniel fast and I succumb to an M&M or I eat this or that? It's okay. There's a lot of grace. You jump back on the wagon. And you just need to know that if you cheat, that's fine. Get back on the wagon, but have a plan. The most important thing, we usually cheat when we're hungry. We're really hungry, and we don't know what to eat. Everything that is normal is not allowed. And maybe you're a candy bar in the afternoon kind of gal, or something like that, and that normal impulse is right there. You have to have something to take its place. You have to be prepared to eat something else. But I also want to encourage you that when you are tempted to cheat, when you're tempted to slip, to take a moment, just take a deep breath and say, okay, my spirit is leading me these 21 days. My body is not leading me, and my mind is not leading me. My spirit is leading me. And the things that I'm called to pray for and to believe for and to bring into the throne room for prayer, those are far more important than that candy bar. And really put the press on to war in the spirit for what we're doing here. Keep in mind why you're doing this. All right? So, we're going to get busy. We are going to fill out our meal plan. We're going to print recipes. We're going to get a very big water jug. We're going to clean out our pantry, and we're going to stock it with really good food and all of the things that we're going to do. And we're going to have an amazing Daniel fast. You're going to join us for 21 days of different.